Rhythm Reading Video 5. Today we're looking a little deeper at quavers. See, if we're talking about one beat and filling that entire beat with quavers, there's only 3 ways we can do that. Not talking about triplets though, we'll talk about them in a later lesson. But yeah, 3 ways. Those 3 ways are, we can either have 2 quavers next to each other, the TT, like we had in the last lesson. We can make one of them a rest, and then we can have a rest T, a quaver rest, and then a quaver. Or we can have the reverse of that, a T rest, a quaver, then a quaver rest. Last lesson, we spoke about the TT. Next lesson, we're going to speak about the T rest. So today, we're looking at the rest T, the quaver rest, then the quaver. Let's do it. This one is not too tricky. We're dealing with a new idea, which is splitting our quavers into a rest and a quaver, but we only have 2 rhythms for the whole piece. That's our tar, our crotchet, and here for one beat, we've got 2 quavers with the first one being a rest. So we're going to say rest T. So just right here, this would be tar, rest T, tar, rest T, tar. Making sense? Not too tricky. Let's do it. As usual, guys, our metronome, 65 BPM. We'll give it 1 bar in. Let's do it. Ready? And ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, 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 rest T, ta, 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 rest T, ta, 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 rest T, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, ta, rest T, ta, ta, rest T, 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 ta, 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 rest T, ta, 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 rest T, 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 ta, 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 rest T. Awesome work, guys. So not too tricky, but if you are having a bit of trouble, again, you can slow down YouTube's playback to something a bit slower, so you've got a bit more time to figure out what's going on. One thing to keep in mind might be looking ahead. So when you start getting to the end of a bar, you might want to kind of get those notes in your head and then glance at what maybe your first rhythm is going to be when your eye has to jump. So get a bit ahead of the music, if you will. Anyway, keep it up. Good work, guys. Getting this far is awesome. Keep going. Catch you next time. Take it easy.